Our opponent has literally entered the matrix, decoding source code. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today, we're playing an M21 Esper shell. I'm so excited for Esper to come back in Core Set 2021. It looks like it's getting a lot of really cool new tools. So Esper is going to be rampant and people are going to be begging for Agent of Treachery back once these new Teferis hit. So we're getting back in the swing of things. Today I'm playing kind of a hybrid version. It's not strictly control and it's not strictly planeswalkers. It's kind of both. And then tomorrow we're going to come back with an updated version of our Esper Walkers deck. It was quite popular and a lot of people have been asking for an Ikoria update to that deck because we've kind of taken a break from Esper for Ikoria and we've been playing different sets because the set before that in Theros we played a lot of Esper. So we're getting back into the swing of things today. As always, we're going to take a look at the deck list. We're going to talk about the deck's strategies and synergies, and then get into the gameplay footage, followed by my closing thoughts, right? So if you want to skip part of this video and get right into an individual part, you can do so. There's a timestamp in the description below, as well as new chapters in the slide bar. So you can just grab the red slide bar, put it wherever you want to get to the particular part in the video that interests you most. Of course, I recommend that you watch it fully through to help my engagement. And if you find any value within this video, give me a thumbs up and share it to a friend. With that all out of the way, let's get into M21 Esper Shell. Starting out with no 1-drops, we do have a whole field of 2-drops though. The Birth of Maltese, this is an enchantment saga. On the turn that you drop it, search your library for a basic plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. On your next upkeep, create a 0/4 colorless wall artifact creature token with Defender. And then on your second upkeep after you dropped it, or your third phase of this, you'll gain 3 life. 2 copies of Brought Back. This is an instant. Choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. Return them to the battlefield tapped. 2 copies of Omen of the Sea, an enchantment with flash. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2, then draw a card. We can also sacrifice it later on to scry for an additional 2. 2 copies of Dovin's Veto, an instant spell. It cannot be countered, and you get to counter target non-creature spell. 2D Sparks, an instant. Exile target permanent with converted mana cost 4 or greater. 4 copies of Thought Erasure, a sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Surveil 1. 2 copies of Oath of Kaya. When Oath of Kaya enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. Whenever an opponent attacks a planeswalker you control with 1 or more creatures, Oath of Kaya deals 2 damage to that player and you gain 2 life. 2 copies of Mortify, an instant to destroy target creature or enchantment. 4 copies of Teferi Time Raveler, a planeswalker coming in with 4 loyalties. A static ability of each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery, and a +1 ability. Until your next turn you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash, and -3 return target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand, and then you get to draw a card. 4 copies of Narset, Parter of Veils, coming in with 5 loyalty. A static ability of each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. -2, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. 4 copies of Shatter the Sky. This is a sorcery. Each player who controls a creature with power 4 or greater gets to draw a card and then destroy all creatures. Our 5-drop consists only of Elspeth Conquers Death, another enchantment saga. When it enters the battlefield, exile target permanent an opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. On your next upkeep, non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until your next turn, and then on the upkeep after that, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it, or a loyalty counter on it, depending what it was. 6 drops, we have a couple cards here, right? We have 1 copy of Dream Trawler. This is a 3/5 with flying and lifelink. Whenever you draw a card, Dream Trawler gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever Dream Trawler attacks, draw a card, discard a card. Dream Trawler gains hexproof until end of turn. You also have to tap it. We have 1 copy of Liliana the Dreadhorde General, a planeswalker coming in with 6 loyalty, a static ability of whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card. +1, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. -4, each player sacrifices 2 creatures. And -9, each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type and then sacrifices the rest. Ugin the Infallible, coming in with 4 loyalty, static ability of colorless spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. +1, exile the top card of your library face down and look at it. Create a 2/2 colorless spirit creature that when it leaves the battlefield, you get to draw the exiled card into your hand, and then -3, destroy target permanent. That's 1 or more colors. We really just like the removal there. These spells are accompanied by 1 Castle Ardenvale, tap for 5, create a 1/1 white human creature token, 3 planes, 2 Castle Vantresses, tap for 5 to scry 2, 1 island, 2 Hallowed Fountains, 3 Temple of Enlightenment, scry 1, 2 Godless Shrines, 3 Temple of Silences, scry 1, 3 Temple of Deceit, scry 1, and 4 Watery Graves. We have no sideboard. We're just playing in best of 1 today, taking it light, taking it easy. So yeah, that's the deck list. It's classic Esper, right? We do have a few things in here experimentally just as placeholders because this is a shell that we've been working with. So obviously, I'm not sure that we're going to be playing with things like Brought Back, Despark in our main board. This is kind of just a little bit of fun to keep the game interesting for me today. So that's the deck list. Let's break down the strategy of Esper Control, I guess we could call this, right? Obviously, there's things in this deck that are very oppressive to your opponent. Narset, Parter of Veils, you can only draw 1 card. Teferi, you cannot cast anything with flash or no instances. So these are incredibly oppressive for a lot of decks that are trying to get to a certain thing, right? Like a draw deck or a counter deck, for example. So we have those covered here. And then they're open to aggro decks, admittedly, right? If you're going to put a Teferi out and minus on a creature, he probably has another creature or might have something with haste just to kill your Teferi later. So to handle aggro decks, we're using Shatter the Sky, we're using Oath of Kaya, right? So this kind of will clean up the field. And then really for the mid-range or the Planeswalker decks or the ramp decks, if we can't control the ramp and get away with it early, and he does start putting out like a Nissa, something like this, a Luca, anything that's just like big bad and immediately is going to change the board state in a negative fashion for you, hit it with Elspeth Conquers Death. I mean, obviously try to Dovin's Veto the non-creature spells first, but if they do hit the field, which they often do, Elspeth Conquers Death is great. And then also on the phase 3, you're bringing back a creature or a planeswalker from your graveyard. I mean, it's great to bring back an Ugin, a Liliana, a Dream Trawler, Teferi, Narset, something like this, right? Just because they have so much value in them. Side note, Dream Trawler, you can discard a card at any time to give it hexproof. So if your Dream Trawler is on the field, you have an ECD about to trigger, you can discard right from your hand to the graveyard, bring it from the graveyard to the field via ECD's third trigger. So that's quite nice, right? You can cast a Liliana or an Ugin for free, basically, through ECD. So that's really fun. Again, we have things like the Birth of Maltese, Omen of the Sea, to kind of make sure that our first couple turns go as planned, because you don't want to landlock. That's the worst. You want to hit that 3rd and 4th land especially, and then maybe you could miss your 5th and then hit it on your 6th, right? Because we do kind of top out with 5, and then the late game is 6 drops, but there's a good chance we won't be playing a 6 drop until turn 8, potentially, because we're going to have so much early game interaction with our opponent. Despark is probably a sideboard card because it's 4 or greater. Not all cards are 4 or greater, right? If we run into an aggro match, this Despark is basically dead unless you hit an Embercleave, right? Thought Erasure is always around a good time. You can use Teferi's Plus ability to cast sorceries with instant, which means you can put a stop on your opponent's draw phase to do an instant speed Thought Erasure, which is great. You can take the card right out of his hand as soon as he sees it. So that's really cool. Mortify is great for picking up enchantments. That's really why I prioritize my Mortify, is to take out like a Wilderness Reclamation, right? And then if it doesn't have enchantments, then it still doubles down as creature removal. So you get added value there, right? So it's not just a dead card. Brought Back is really cool to cast on your Dovin's, on your Dovin's Veto, on your Elspeth Conquers Death, or if he wipes your field, like lots of times it'll be late game and there's a weird board state where I have a Dream Trawler on the field, but I don't really want to lose it, so I shatter and then just bring it back with Brought Back, which is nice, especially if you can minus one of your Planeswalkers to death as well, potentially. So there's a lot of really cool interactions. Don't forget to be scrying if you have leftover mana on your opponent's end step with your Castle Vantress, or making a 1/1 white human. The Castle Vantress is for 80% of your matches, and then really if it's a control match or you need a blocker to save you, then do your 1/1, right? If it's a very strict control match, you might just need the 1/1 to win the game, but that is the general strategy, right? Make sure you can have Shatter the Sky in your hand, because you never know when it's an aggro match. In best of one, honestly, it's probably an aggro match 60% of the time, 65, 70 maybe, right? So you want to really prioritize your draw hands like you're always playing against aggro. And then once you determine that your opponent's not playing aggro, you can kind of shift your game plan to go against a control or a mid-range deck, right? But if you are like, ooh, I've got Elspeth Conquers Death and Liliana and Ugin in my hand and no early game, and you come up against an aggro deck, for example, and he's just going to run you over by turn 3, turn 4, and you won't even have made it to your Shatter the Sky. So it's really important to have something like a Thought Erasure, an Oath of Kaya, a Mortify, a Teferi, and then like a Shatter the Sky. So like a couple of those components in your opening hand really do help in case it is an aggro deck, to make sure that you survive to the point where you can play your Shatter the Sky, you can play your Elspeth Conquers Death, right? You can play a Teferi, bounce an Oath of Kaya, replay your Teferi. I do want to mention that that's a really great move against aggro matches, is you play your Oath, you kill something of his, you play your Teferi, you bounce your Oath, you replay your Oath to kill something of his again. So it's really cool. You can also bounce Elspeth Conquers Death with Teferi, but I'm sure you all know this, as well as Omen of the Sea and Birth of Maltese. I probably wouldn't do Birth, maybe Omen, but I really like doing Elspeth Conquers Death and Oath of Kaya. So that's the strategy. I hope I helped educate you a little bit as to how this Esper deck is meant to be played. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments below. If you found any value, like I said earlier, give me a thumbs up, share this video to a friend, comment, hit the bell icon so you're notified of all of our future uploads so you can do all of that again. And then we're live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. We stream for sometimes 6 to 10 hours, admittedly. Ooh, I've been trying to do less, but you can catch us there if you want. It's always a great time. And then we have the Discord that you guys should join as well. I think we have just over 1,000 members, beginners to top ranked mythic players. So it's a great place to get advice, get help, or just to share your experience, or maybe your new top ranked deck with the community, right? That would be great. Not to mention all of our community's competitions and giveaways that we have going on. So don't miss out on that. That's all for me today, you guys. Be sure to check out the chapters below if you want to jump to any part of the video. And then, yeah, make sure to watch to the end, because we do come full circle with my final thoughts before we close off for the day. So again, thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate your continued time and attention, all the support you give the channel, and those of you who feel the need to support me financially. One day I will be able to repay you. I will make the best deck for you guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy today's gameplay footage where we're playing Esper M21 Shell. Take care, and we'll talk to you in a few minutes. There's no field wipe, but we do have both planes if we pull it, an Omen and Elspeth. So, I mean, that's pretty good value to me. Uh-oh. When you get beat by one of your own decks. If this is mono green Ozolith, we're in trouble. We have nothing to deal with that Ozolith other than a Teferi, so it's important that we get to that semi-quickly. Our Despark doesn't really do too much, I fear. Pay life, and we get the life back later, so it's not really that bad. We pull a land, which is important. Omen of the Sea next turn. Into a Godzilla, yeah, big time. Let's look for a Shatter.
I know 88 ways to meditate.
Oh, it's nice to get those out of here at least, right? So a lot of people think a whiff and a Narset's really bad, but you know what's worse is having 4 land on the top of your deck. So it's just like, get those out of there, right? Primal Empathy. Now that's actually really good with the Ozolith. Gets +1/+1 counters. Luckily, it doesn't have any protection yet, so we can go ahead and scoop it.
With thoughtfulness before action.
We just have, as a rule of thumb, you just have to take it. Like, I want to take Teferi there really bad, but it's just not happening. He doesn't get to draw because Narset, so because he's got the strongest creature on the field, he's supposed to be drawing, but with Narset he can't draw, so it is what it is. Probably just leave this there. He doesn't get to draw because Narset. He gets the first Primal Empathy draw, but that's it. So he can attack, and we could do A, damage here, but then B, make a token for the kill. Right? I'll take that. Let's see what it is. Another Ozolith, okay. Land can go. Let's pretend like we have a counter spell. Oh, okay. I Godzilla. Where's he put the counters? On his Amass or his Godzilla? Okay, on the Amass. That's probably smartest. Let's take the Scry in the draw. Looking for a Teferi, in all honesty. Or an Ugin. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna block that. Enter top deck mode. Right, so as long as no haste creatures, we're gonna be okay. Just itty bitty land. We don't really have anything to take back yet. So, with that being said, we can play fast and loose with our Ugin, because we've got 3 Elspeth Conquers Death in hand. So there's no fear of really throwing in a minus. Right? I don't mind him doing chip damage to himself. We could have just reset the Dreadhorde invasion and then tried to get that later, but I guess we probably actually should have done that for sure. We'll get it next time. LOL. Let's main phase this. See what he's got. Heartless Act. Dirty dog. Okay, we get our castle. That's really nice. And there's our Shatter. So he's gonna kill our Ugin. I believe. He might get upset. He's probably so upset with Narset here, maybe. Yeah. Awesome. I'll allow it, right? It gives us finally something in our graveyard to take. Oh, a couple things in our graveyard to take. Lands can go. I think it's a good hit in. Right, starting to draw now too, which is annoying. Oh, it's got life gain. That's our issue. They're also cheap as well. Perfect. Watch this combo wombo. He's like, well, ghost my Ozolith. Fine, sure, that's awesome. Until we bounce it, then you're so screwed.
Sorry I'm late. Don't worry, I got this.
Oof. And then we snag it out of the hand. Oh no. Oh, it's too much. I kind of want to get beat up.
Be mindful. The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
Think that's a land? There's only one way to find out. Oh no, it is. I guess our land can go.
That's more like it.
So I think we've stabilized. We've dealt with the onslaught of creatures, right? How many counters does it need? 20? Pretty sure we can bounce it before it gets to 20. Alright. It's cool that this thing powers up so quickly. Right? Takes a scry. Hopefully it's like an Elder spell, or Casualties of War would be really good for him. We have 30 cards still. Secondary Vantress. Cool.
I've got it.
I know he gets to kill us, but I think we should still do it and then maybe instant speed this in. Right, so he still will take damage, we'll gain life, and then we can kill the 4/4. Seven is still a long way from 20, so no worries really. He is 39, we're at 29, so good pace ahead of him. We have our Vantresses in play. Got him. Oh, he just wants the counters on his Simic Ascendancy. That's awesome. Oh, we forgot to do our Castle of Antresses.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Yeah, he sees that we can bounce it. It's just a good game. Alright, we're not going to keep this hand. We're going to toss it. And I like this one a little bit better, and we throw our D-Spark. We're playing slow no matter what, so we may as well take the scry and look for just an island. So this doesn't come in slow. Turn 3. That'll do it. I'll keep that too. The 1/1 tokens does alright. I'm just not sure. I guess it could be, it's Jund for sure, yeah. Trail of Crumbs, interesting. Let's go right up top, see what we can get. We need a Mayhem Devil. Oh my, what a loaded hand. Yikes. I still want to take the devil. We're gonna leave the priest and I'll use my oath on it. That should be game. He can sack it, I guess, with his Witch's Oven for a food. I mean, I would, right? Negates my life gain, I believe, because it doesn't target it. Actually, no, I still get 3 life. And you gain 3 life. Yeah, it's a separate ability. I meant to target it, did I not? Have we disconnected? Come on. Don't treat us like that. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I can't explain the drops in connection. I've been struggling with it a little bit. That's why I've not been playing ranked. I've kind of just been in the play queue, and now I play ranked in town. But unfortunately, my recording studio's still out in the bush. We're working on it, you guys. All of your support really helps get me into town with better internet so I can push out that better content. So yeah, it did go through. Let's scry. Thought Erasure can stay. Let's play our Teferi. So he has sacked a food for life, and now drawn, which means we can bounce his other food, right? I wasn't gonna minus Teferi, but now I am. Right? Just controlling these food. There's our Thought Erasure. Oh. Teferi goes up for instant speed Thought Erasure. We need 4 in total, which we have, so that means we can scry 1. Mortify can stay. Oh, no, 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 we shuffle. We should have done this first. No! Alright, there goes Mortify. LOL. Let's put stop on his upkeep. Let him draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 land available. Corvold costs 5. Citadel costs 6. So we're taking Corvold. Shatter works. Right, we can clear this up. He may as well just draw some cards with Trail. Your Trail! Oh no. Every time I see that bar stop moving, it's just like, ugh. Are we disconnected again? Why me? Especially when you're playing Esper matchups, right? Like, they're slow enough as it is. How do we not have an island in play? That's so sad. I guess we could have instant sped it with Teferi. That's on me. But this way he can't sack and draw, at least. Take my hand off the trigger. I don't mean to flicker the cards. I know a lot of people don't like that. I don't care for my ADHD either. He's taking a draw. Another goose. That's good for him, right? That's double mana towards the Citadel. Well, actually only one, because we wiped the first. It's good that you can still find competitive matches in play queue, right? Because, you know, I don't mind the connection drops if I'm in play queue, but if I'm in ranked and I'm in, like, Diamond 1 losing matches because of my internet connection, I get so triggered.
I've got it.
Right? He could just sack food to draw. He can push it out next turn. That Mortify would be just hot right now. Gaining life and drawing card is actually pretty good. A second Citadel. That's nice for him to get out of the way because it costs 6. Right? Paying 6 life to just get that off the top of your library is not always good.
Here we go.
Fuck. Kill the goose, man. Kill the goose. It makes mana. He needs to have drawn a swamp. He gets it. Nice. Alright, let's roll the wheel. I'm at 20 life. He needs a Mayhem Devil. Oh, good game. Oh, good game. That's it. 1, 2. Is it other? Yeah, no. 1, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need him to landlock, and we need to top deck something to slay that Citadel or this Mayhem Devil. Shoot. Let's scry it. Land can go. Let's scry and draw it. Come on. Come on. Elspeth conquers death. Yes. Yes. Believe in the heart of the cards. So this is actually a big time bum though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2. He only has 9. And they are non-land permanents, but I feel like we really just need to scoop up this devil. Because he has another Mayhem Devil, so... like, he just needs to oven it. Right, 19. As long as he doesn't top deck a Mayhem Devil, we're good. We need him to kill himself. Oh, good game. He gets it. Nice. Look how crazy this is. So it actually just straight up does 20 damage. Incredible. Mayhem Devil, Bullet Citadel. It's actually pretty cool. I really like it. He did get lucky top decking a second Devil, right? He doesn't have anything to allow him to play through multiple lands, which would have been our savior. But, yeah, just straight up rip. He could have already killed us just by using his Bullet Citadel. So, not really sure what's going on here. Yeah, he still has enough. I don't know if he realizes. Let's highlight it for him. I do want to show you guys this, right? Because he sacks 10, does 10 damage here, and then the Mayhem Devil will deal 10 because there's 10 permanents being sacrificed. But, I mean, he'd rather slow burn us. Which, I mean, maybe we get a chance, right? We are wiping this Mayhem Devil off the field next turn. Oh, but then he just gets lucky top decks, so he can do it anyways. I thought he was stuck on land. Just taking his time. Okay, he's sitting on 10, 20, 30 damage right now. Woof. Just when I had a sliver of hope that he might have been misplaying. Here it is. Check these. Like, you can even sack them and you'll still get the triggers. I believe. Yeah, look at these count up, baby. Woohoo! Our opponent has literally entered the Matrix. Decoding source code. $18 stacks to the devil. 20. Shouldn't it? Yeah, it should be 20 something, shouldn't it? Oh, and then a bunch of Trail of Crumbs. Like a little machine gun. Whoa. Still had a couple extra, plus the 10 damage from the Bola Citadel. I don't know about this hand. I like a little bit more land than that, and it's not even the right colors to interact early. Scry could find it, but ooh, that's not even any better. Please don't do this to us. Winning an Esper match with 5. I doubt it. GG's. This is a woke hand. We gotta keep it. Alright, plus to fairy. We're drawing too much land. We do have a Castle Vantress, though, which is nice. We're in an instant speed Thought Erase. Let's do it while he's tapped, actually, in case there is a Frilled Mystic. Yeah, baby. Ooh. Oh! So we take the Frilled Mystic, which was our fear. So we really want to keep this to fairy in play as long as we can. He can hit us down to 3, but simply having him not be able to use flash or instants, that's really good.
You want me to phase you out of time?
Elemental cat dinosaurs. I love it. I love making new friends. Time to lick my wounds.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Taking our ECD back. Saving our veto for a planeswalker. Something of higher value. Okay, it's good to get out of the way. He's got a full hand, which is really hard for us. As long as it's not another Frilled Mystic. Can't be countered. Oh, he didn't counter my Dovin's veto. He countered the Shatter Sky underneath it again. Oh, big ouchies, bros. That's a good game. Good game. And looks fine, right? It's great survivability. Nice scry to start. What a great match. This is engaging. Let's see if it's our internet connection. Try to sort through the matrix. Are you there, Neo? So we got him going. That's nice. I do love Elspeth Conquers Death. Mono red? I'd love that. Uh-oh. Oh, Chandra Tribal. I mean, again, just an incredibly engaging matchup. We do see a Chandra. Chandra's regulated. Whenever you activate an ability about Loyalty Planeswalker, that's Chandra. You can pay 1 if you do copy it, and you get to choose new targets for the copy. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, go easy. I'm training here.
Just keep it down. We might have to Elspeth a different Chandra is the thing. I mean, that's pretty good, to be honest. It's a lot of aggro that's not on the field for me to wipe. Right? I've got to kill that thing. Well, no. We got lots of life. So we've got the kill on Chandra. It's only 3 damage. We still have 20. Okay, token in play. Hopefully no shock, question mark. Bone Crusher Giant, even better. Let's just play Teferi, sacrifice him to the gods, bounce our oath back. We have so much removal. There's little chance that we have this slip away from us, I think. We do want Teferi in the graveyard, so our ECD does bring something back, right? So it's kind of the bait here. He said attack with at least 2 of them. We snake Chandra. He probably has another though is the thing. We can block one turn with our 0/4 and shatter next turn. Dovin's veto for any planeswalkers. Got him. We can bounce our oath again.
Right on schedule. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Got him. $22 life. That's fine. Ooh, Bone Crushes my Teferi. That's fine. And then he plays it. Let's snag it. So we're kind of pulling away with the old value train here. Right? Teferi will come back.
Hone your prowess.
We have 2 shatters. I don't think we need a third. We'll get to it later. Ooh, fancy. He gets to... Oh, he didn't have enough to copy it. Thankfully. Can't be countered. Can be Elspeth, though. Ooh. Esper's still got it. I love that the companions are gone. It makes Esper so much more viable to play, I feel like. No Luris. Thank you so much, Wizards. It was oppressive. I couldn't handle it. And it's nice to be able to just go out and play games. One thing I do want to know, are you guys having issue in your matches? Like, are you getting dumped from the matches and not being notified? Is that my internet? Is that the new game client update? What's going on there? I'm really curious to hear all of your opinions. Tell me if you're not having trouble as well, because I know it's always the upset person who voices their opinion, right? That's like, oh, I have so much trouble. And then the people who don't have trouble, just like, they don't know that it exists, right? So let me know if you do have trouble. Let me know if you don't have trouble. Let me know what you thought of the deck. Let me know what you are thinking about Esper and M21. Any cards that you're super excited to see be incorporated into the new Esper archetype. I think it's getting a ton of tools, and I think we might even have multiple variations of Esper, which is going to be really cool. Tomorrow, we're playing Esper Walkers, which is one of my highest requested videos, which is really cool. We're doing an Ikoria Lair of Behemoths update because it's not been updated since Theros Beyond Death, so it's going to be a lot of fun there. Don't miss tomorrow. We do live premieres on YouTube every single morning at like 5 a.m. PST, so join in for that. It's a great way to watch the video live with me. I'm in the chat engaging with you guys, and then we're live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST once that ends, doing live deck content, YouTube SEO, fun stuff like that. So that's a great place to engage with the community live as well. And then of course we have the Discord that you guys should all join. We have over 1,000 members, beginners to top ranked mythic players. It's a great place to get advice, get help if you need any, to share a cool deck that you're working on that you want to improve, or even just to help coach others, right? So I appreciate your continued time and attention support for the channel. Those of you who do it just with your time and attention, and even those of you who are doing it financially. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you limitlessly. You can support the channel on Twitch, Patreon, and on YouTube through the join button below this video. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'm really excited. Later on today, we're teaming up with MTG Jeff and Dr. Spilikin to look at M21 spoilers. So that's really exciting. So stay tuned for that. It'll be in podcast format for you guys. Join the Discord to be notified where that gets released as soon as it does, because we're still obviously going to need to edit it and then produce it and put it out. So it's going to be a few days, but it is in the pipeline. So exciting stuff there. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.